out here on both sides. You know, Huntington Prep is going to be led by the Louisville commit, Quinn Selinsky. He'll lead them and he'll score, and he's a kid who can put it in the basket any way you want it. And then on the other side, Lincoln Prep, they got enough stars out there to light up the night with the talent they have. And I think Elias King, he'll be the one who will stand out above most of them on the Lincoln Academy side, Lincoln Prep side.
Also to my right, Mark Edwards. Those of you who might know him as being one of the preeminent trainers in all of basketball at all levels. Mark, what is a college coach, and there are some here, what are they looking for in talent at this level?
They're looking for energy. They're looking for guys that can shoot the ball. They're looking for guys that can defend. Basketball has become a cookie-cutter kind of sport, especially for high major schools. They want to have guys who have length, who have energy, and who can shoot the long ball. You're not going to dribble the air out of the ball in the dribble the air out of the basketball and go to the basket in college. You got to be able to stretch the defense, and you got to be able to defend. So those are one of the two things they're going to be looking for.
Both teams are on the floor. Huntington Prep donned in their yellow jerseys with white numerals. Lincoln, they've had on the darker jerseys with darker numerals. The officiating crew tonight, Chris Copeland, Andy Jones, and Paul McCartney. We'll set the starting lineups for you as we go here. For Lincoln, Elias King, Milos Sasko, Dalen Rignall, Raphael Pinzon, and Mikael Stevens. On the other side, Damon Brakefield, Quinn Slazinski for Huntington Prep, along with Greg Tribble, J.T. Thor, and Al Hogarth. All right, we're set to jump it up. Chris Copeland tosses it up, and we're underway from Holy Innocents Episcopal School. Huntington Prep in control with the basketball. Al Hogarth with it, holding high. Lincoln comes out in a matchup zone. There's a three-point attempt. Bang, right from the beginning. Al Hogarth, he's on the bucket. 3-0 early, Huntington Prep.
Yeah. Exactly what the college coaches want to see. They want to see you shoot that long ball with fresh defense on it.
With the basketball, Mikael Stevens driving towards the right side. Now he'll skip past the pin zone. They'll slide it back over to number 22. That's Dalen Rignall for three. We're knotted at 3-all with 7 minutes and 18 seconds to play first quarter. With the basketball, Hogarth driving in the lane, has it stripped away. Loose ball, Huntington Prep still up with it. And there's a, it was a bad court, they missed that one. Corner three, long rim is number 2, that's Quinn Slazinski. Quinn Slazinski is headed to Louisville, he's a Louisville commit.
Yeah, Louisville, I think he'll love playing up there in Kentucky, playing up in that northwest part of the state of Kentucky, man, great history of program up there. I think he'll fit in just perfect.
Mikael Stevens with the basketball, the 6'2 senior. He'll give it up to number 2, Elias King. King looking in the post. He gives it inside. Cisco goes up, and they're going to call a foul. Let's see if they call it on the ground.
I'm surprised Lincoln isn't using more high ball screens. Right now they're operating with 2 point guards on the floor with Raphael Pinzon and Mikael Stevens. Both those guys can run the point, so I should see a lot of high ball screens instead of just throwing down on the post.
That personal foul went to number 11, Al Hogarth. That is his first team foul. Mule Sissoko, number 14, the 16th senior, is at the free throw line, and he cashes in on the first, and he makes both. So it's 5-3, Lincoln Academy.
Nice stroke from the big man from the line. You like your big players if he can sit up there and knock down free throws, because he'll go to the line a lot.
Huntington Prep looking to score here. They skip it over to Slazinski, going up, and they're going to call a foul on the ground, however. Personal foul is going to be assessed to number 24, Raphael Pinzon, the 6'5 sophomore. That is his first personal foul. First team foul for Lincoln. Al Hogarth, number 11, will trigger the basketball. He'll get it into J.T. Thor. Thor for 3 more. He's on the board. 2-3 makes it a 6-5 ball game. Huntington Prep. Pin zone with it. Left-handed dribble has it tapped away there by Slazinski momentarily. Corner pin zone, good.
And see, that's something special right there. That little medium-range jump shot, you know, that's the lost art right there.
Pin zone's basket gives Lincoln a 7-6 lead, plus they have the basketball. Streaking right side is Mikael Stevens. Stevens will stop. He'll give it up to King. King now to Stevens. They're looking inside to Sisco. Stevens now with it. Patience being shown by Lincoln. Off rim, rebounded there by Slazinski. Slazinski between the legs. Now he'll give it up. Now he'll get it back. Now he'll fire, and he will score. 3-point basket.
Yep. I've seen Slazinski play since his freshman year in high school, and he's someone that can play the 1, 2, and the 3 positions on the floor, so he's going to be a threat.
9 points for Huntington Prep, all coming via the 3-point shot. Here's a shot there that's good by Dalen Ridgenall. He's got 5 points. Little stop and go. Nice dish off. Going up and missing the dunk was J.T. Thor. Back the other way comes Mikael Stevens. Little alley-oop. King couldn't get it, however. Back the other way comes Slazinski. Slazinski behind the back, twirling. Aaron shot, couldn't get it to go. And the breakaway is King. Elias King. First 2 points of the ball game. Speaking of twos.
I bet you that felt good for young King. You know, he played at Huntington Prep a few years ago, so he might have a little bit of get back in his mind.
And speaking of playing at Huntington Prep a few years ago, I have a cousin, Sly, and Mark, who played at Huntington Prep. A guy by the name of Micah Thomas.
Yep. Yeah, I remember Micah. Micah played with that team that had Miles Bridges and Curtis Jones on that squad.
Corner shot there, no good by King. Back the other way comes Huntington Prep. Hogard with the basketball. He'll pull up from 3. In and out. Offensive rebound by Brakefield. Makefield. He's got 2 points. We're not at 11 all. 3:35. Pin zone driving strong to the basket, laying it in. He's got 4. 13-11 now. Lincoln Academy.
One thing about Pin Zone played with the 16 and under national team for Puerto Rico. You know, he played 2 years up. You know, he's 14 years old, so playing in the spotlight, a game like this is nothing that worries Pin Zone.
Thor, left-handed shot, no good. Cleared out of there by Pin Zone, streaking right side. They don't, however, have numbers, and he'll slow it up. He'll give it up to Stevens. Now back to Pin Zone. Bullseye!
I'm glad to see him on his feet. He was down for about 3 or 4 months with a knee injury, so I'm glad to see him back in form.
Rafael Pinzon has 7 early points, the 6'5" sophomore. Is that correct? He's just a sophomore?
Yes.
Am I reading my paper wrong?
14 years old, man. Might be 15. Might have turned 15. Young guy.
With the basketball in the corner. There's a shot. Oh, he was bumped on it. Excellent call there. Number 3, Greg Tribble was bumped off his shot there.
I don't know, man. Is it Oscar season?
Who'd they give that foul to?
Pinzon.
24. Okay, that foul went to Rafael Pinzon. Bench alert. That's his second personal foul according to my statistics. So they can ill afford to lose him at this time. Greg Tribble at the free throw line. He makes the first attempt. They'll receive another on the way. No good. His third one coming up.
These are the kind of games where guys earn their national reputation during a high school game. Because there's a lot of ranked guys here. There's a lot of college coaches, a lot of length, a lot of athletic ability on the floor. So I'm curious to see how these guys perform and how they produce.
Tribble makes only 1 of 3. He's coming in averaging 12 points a game as well as 3 assists. Here comes Lincoln Academy. The Bulldogs, they launch it up. King can't get it to fall. The ball tipsy-turvied around. Now Stevens had a notion. Now he'll pull from inside the arc. It's good.
I like Stevens. Very competitive guard. He's only going to get better, too.
His first 2 points of the game. It's 18-12 now, a 6-point bulge for Lincoln Academy. J.T. Thor, right-handed. Nice way to mix it up with the right hand. The left-hander did just that.
I like that even better about the point guard. Way to recognize the mismatch. They switched on the pick, and he got it to his big man off of the switch. You know, great court recognition and court vision.
JT Thor with 5 points. The basketball batted out of bounds. And looks like we have a substitution.
Fight down.
Trying to pick up a number here.
Fight down, move.
Looks like number 12 into the ball game.
Fight down.
Josh Primo. Well, Josh Primo got up. Then it looks like he sat back down. And we're going to have number 21, Emmanuel Akpomo. So he'll check into the ball game as the officials have him tighten up his uniform. Spoke with Chris Copeland, Andy Jones, and Paul McCadney before the game, and they said that's definitely a point of emphasis. They want these guys dressed in their uniforms. I got to tell you something, fellas. I mean, I understand they want the jerseys tucked in, but it's basketball.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not so sure how, well, it's a whole nother story. All right. Basketball's batted out of, nope, they keep it in, excuse me.
That's why you go up with 2 hands when you try to get a rebound. He lost that rebound.
Pin zone. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Huntington Prep. JT Thor gains possession. Now he lays it up with the right hand. Good. JT Thor scores 2 more. He's got 7.
Thor is an interesting prospect. Left-handed shooter, finishes with the right hand, a lot of length, and he's still young.
6'9" sophomore.
I'm curious to see how he develops over the next year or so.
18-16 our score, coming up on a minute to play, a minute 6, a minute 5, clock still ticking. Stevens working against his man. Fall away, airmail, cleared out of there by Slazinski. Slazinski to Thor. Thor gliding. However, there's a foul called. 2 shots forthcoming.
You know, when I see something like that, and I see a player throw his left, I want him to get what I like to call that dog in you. When you take that ball to the hole like that, sometimes you got to have the mindset, I want to go in there and I want to dunk it on you. Even if you don't get it, even if you get fouled, even if you miss it, I like a player who just has that mindset that he's going to go in there and try to dunk it rather than going in there and looking for the contact and hoping to go to the foul line.
Especially as a sophomore in high school, you know, playing at the next level, there's no finger rolls. There's no easy baskets. They're not going to call that a foul. They're going to say play on. So he needs to go in there with a mindset of finishing, you know, above the rim.
Mm-hmm. That Bulldogs foul went to Sissoko. That's his second personal foul. Shooting free throws now. JT Thor, he missed the first one. He'll get another one.
Now, I got a question, Mark. Now, you train some of the best. Now, how do you get that in is a player born with it, or do you get it in it? Do you get it in them?
Some players are born with it. Not really born with it. I'm going to say a lot of players are products of their environment. So based on the people they're around, you know, the type of ball players they're around, the type of coaching they're around, that's something that is just, you know, they kind of pick it up. But from a training standpoint, I use a lot of different techniques, mental, physical, a lot of repetition stuff where, you know, I push them, say, hey, I need you to dunk this, dunk this, dunk this, and do it consistently so it becomes, you know, muscle memory. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple different ways of getting it. Some players just don't have it. You know, some players don't have it, and you have to train them towards that. Listen, I need you to take that little 15-footer. You can't force it too much.
Yeah. Huntington Prep has the basketball. Holger goes towards the basket, but he is fouled, and he's going to shoot a couple of shots. Give that foul to number 0, Mikhail Stevens. That is his first personal foul, 4th team foul committed by Lincoln.
AJ Hogard, he's interesting. He's got a lot of offers: New Mexico, Ole Miss, Providence, Rutgers, Seton Hall, Temple, Connecticut, VCU, Wake Forest. So I'm looking at schools that, you know, these are high major schools, so I'm thinking they're looking for him to come in and play right away. He's got a big body, nice soft touch. I'm going to be watching him as well. I like to sit back and watch these kids now and see how they progress in their next season as far as AAU and so forth.
Both baskets are made by Hogard. Laying it up is Stevens. No. Loose ball. And there goes the first quarter of play. With those last 2 free throws by Hogard, it puts Huntington Prep up by a point, 19-18. One quarter of play down. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Holiday Hoopsgiving Tournament right here on the SUV TV.
This SUV TV presentation of Holiday Hoopsgiving is brought to you by Adidas, East Bay, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, the Oaks Course, the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Heels or flats? Heels. Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
And welcome back to Holy Innocents Episcopal School at the Holiday Hoopsgiving Tournament, where Huntington Prep leaves Lincoln Academy 19-18. Second quarter just underway. Dwayne Walker along with Sylvester Williams and Mark Edwards, welcome aboard. Mikhail Stevens has the basketball. He'll push it in the corner to Jalen Caruth. Jalen Caruth checked in at the end of the first quarter, and he will start the second quarter of play. As we have a couple of different bodies in the game now for Lincoln Academy, number 21, Frankie Anslem, just checks in, 6', 11-inch sophomore. In for number 3, Greg Tribble.
You know, Dwayne, you know, we were talking during the break. Mark brought up a good point. He brought up no duck season. Mark, tell me a little bit about that. I think the audience needs to hear that, what you were saying.
I mean, something I coined a few years ago, back in 2014, and it kind of referenced the top players avoiding the other top players at their position. In high school basketball, this should be your training ground, your breeding ground for you to learn how to compete, because when you get to college, you have to play against that other top point guard. And when you get to the NBA, you have to play against the top player at your position. So this is a training ground. You see in AAU games, a lot of guys go to the basket and they won't jump in the way of somebody trying to dunk because they don't want to get dunked on because of, you know, the social media backlash they might get. Well, no. How about you try and block that shot? Because guess what? If you don't at the next level, you will not play. So this is your training ground.
Jamin Brakefield has that basketball blocked. Back the other way comes Lincoln Academy. Stevens off balance. Good. Mikhail Stevens. He's got 4 points. And Lincoln retakes the lead, 20-19 with 6:37 left in the second quarter.
And you know, Dwayne, is interesting, and Mark brings that up, man, because that's what I love about a showcase like this. You know, you can hide during the regular season, you know, if you play nothing but teams from your state.
Now, this is a matchup right here, Elias King versus Jermaine Brakefield. That's a matchup you want to see. You're talking about two 6'9", 6'10" kids, you know, who are going to play high major basketball. In college, they're going to match up. And I like the fact that Elias King took the initiative to guard Brakefield.
JT Thor scores 2 more. He's got 10 points to lead all scorers for Huntington Prep, and they retake the lead 21-20. Under 6 minutes to play now, left in the half. Stevens, he stops, and now they'll work the basketball around. Young Jalen Caruth with it, the freshman who came over from the Padea school. Aaron shot there, back the other way comes Jamin Brakefield. Brakefield in the corner, 3-point attempt is good. Number 12, Josh Primo. He's on the board with 3, stolen away here by Primo. Primo, Maximo, no so, but a dunk so. Number 1, that's Jamin Brakefield. He's got 4, and just like that, it's 26-20 Huntington Prep. Lincoln showing patience. Pass down inside, now tapped away there by Primo. Back the other way comes Huntington Prep. Laying it up with the left hand, and good was number 3, Greg Tribble. Tribble has 3 points in the game, and it's now quickly an 8-point Huntington Prep lead. Jalen Caruth with the basketball. Now they'll work it around. King over to Stevens. Rigsdale flashed momentarily. Now Anselm. Now Caruth. JT Thor guarding King as he goes in, and they're going to call a foul at the apex. We'll see who they're going to assess the foul to. It went to number 3 on Huntington Prep. That's Greg Tribble. That's his first personal foul for the 6'3 senior.
You know, if I'm on the other side, if I'm on the Lincoln Prep side right now, I kind of like what Elias King just did. Elias King was rolling, playing through the offense, not forcing anything, you know, in his first quarter. But now he sees his team is down, they're down by 8, and now he kind of seems like he pressed the issue and made sure he got to the basket. And one thing about getting to the basket, it's a good chance you're going to end up at that free throw line.
Number 2, Elias King, he capitalizes on the second free throw attempt. He is now 1 for 3 from the line. He has 3 points in total. 28-21, 4:25 to play, second quarter. Dwayne Walker, Sylvester Williams, and Mark Edwards with you. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Pull up Jimmy, no, by Tribble. Offensive rebound, however. There's a 3-point launch by Primo. No, cleared out of there by Sissoko.
You know, Primo came in the game shooting, man. He might be a young sophomore, but he came in the game ready to play.
Speaking of sophomores and ready to play, Rafael Pinzon, number 24. He's already notched 7 points. There's a steal coming back the other way, and laying it up and in is Primo. Primo has 5 points. 3:43 to play. It's a 9-point bulge now for Huntington Prep. Stevens with the basketball, dribbling with his left hand. Being guarded there closely by Greg Tribble. Now they'll give it up to Pinzon, right side. Plazinski checking him. Now in the corner, Caruth launching from 3. Yes, sirree!
Now, if his name sounds familiar, he's the son of Rashad Caruth, if I'm not mistaken, from East Point. He was McDonald's All-American, went to University of Kentucky. Big-time shooter in his time. So he gets it easy. He gets it naturally.
No question about it. Jalen
Travel. He rolled all the way over.
Ironically enough, only 2 turnovers committed in the first quarter of play, so the play really fluid. Both teams taking care of the basketball with only 2 quarters between the teams in the first quarter. Quinn Plazinski will inbound the basketball. He's the Louisville commit. He'll give it up to Jamin Brakefield, who has 4 points already in the contest. 30-24, Brakefield will skip it to Primo. Primo driving, now has it almost tipped away. It looked like it went off of Lincoln, and it will be Huntington Prep basketball.
Mikhail Stevens is really active in the passing lanes. I like that about him. He's going to make a college coach pretty happy if he continues to improve.
2 minutes, 45 seconds to play now in the second quarter. Jamin Brakefield with it. Now working the offense. Plazinski. Thor's begging for the basketball. He gets it. He will launch from 3, and he will connect from 3 points. J.T. Thor. He's got 13 points. Mark Edwards, the lead, all scores. He's just a sophomore.
High-level shooter. High level. Love his game.
33-24 our score now. 9-point game. Pinzon with it to Stevens, right side. They'll try to work the ball into the middle. Sissoko, right-handed baby hook, very nicely done.
I've been waiting for him to show up. He's got great low post presence. I think earlier in the game he was just taking too long to get his shots off, and they were coming over with the double teams.
He's got 4. Not being shy as Primo. Up with the offensive rebound is Huntington Prep. Missing the bunny there was... Who scored that? I missed that. Was that Primo, number 12?
I did. My head was down.
Primo on that basket, correct? Ooh, the follow is up and in by number 15 for Lincoln Academy. Now they're just going up and down the court. Brett Matumbo scored for Huntington Prep. and then back the other way.
Don't have a day for young man, 24. We're going to check.
We'll check that number for you for Huntington Prep. Nonetheless, 37-28 our score with 1 minute and 1 second to play. Lincoln with the basketball. The young Caruth with it, being heckled there by Slazinski. Pins on with it, goes between the legs in reverse. Now between the legs again, crossover, driving, dishing. Ooh, may have traveled with the basketball. Yes, they do call it.
Pin zone did exactly what you want your point guard to do when you get that switch. You want him to break the big man down, go to the basket.
There you look at the replay. Nice little dish off there. However, number 15, Brett Matumbo, took those Jaminski steps and was called for. Here's Primo. No, sir. Picked out of the air by Jamin Brakefield, and he was fouled with 30 seconds to play.
You know, that last play by Matumbo is one of the things that kind of gets me about big man play nowadays. I know you guys remember the old Pete Newell big man camps. It's like
back in Hawaii, yeah.
It's like I sit up here and wish that we still had that, or still had a version of that, because you don't see kids who can play with their back to the basket anymore, or kids who understand when to use that power dribble and go up, or when not to use the power dribble and go up. With the Curry effect, everybody wants to play on the outside. You know, everybody wants to shoot the three. I need a good old-fashioned big man.
Jamin Brakefield connected on that second attempt. He's got 5 points. Under 20 seconds to play here. 38-28. Lincoln Academy.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
And there he is, right there.
You asked for it.
Right there.
Score that basket by Sissoko. He's got 6 points. 3 seconds to play. Primo, never shy, long rimmed it. Cleared out of there by number 15, Brett Matumbo. And that is the end of the second quarter of play.
Okay, let's do it. So we're going to do the overall challenge with Filet. And Mr. Jones, I need 3 kids. 3 kids.
So with our halftime score, Huntington Prep, they enjoy a 38-30 lead. Let's take time out. You are watching the Holiday Hoopsgiving Basketball Tournament on the SUV TV.
This SUV TV presentation of Holiday Hoopsgiving is brought to you by Adidas, East Bay, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, the Oaks Course, the Atlanta Tip-Off Club,
Heels or flats? Heels. Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
Every time we open our doors, we change just a little bit. Every blade of grass, every rose petal, every pen location. But the one thing that doesn't change is our commitment to an exceptional golfing experience. Being prepared to give it our all 364 days a year is not just a credo. It's our soul.
That's what the crowd had been waiting on. A fantastic dunk coming in by Williamson. Trent, off-balance jumper.
Nailed it. Pierre to Gary Trent Jr. And oh my goodness, that's how you end the game, folks.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Holiday Hoopsgiving here on the campus of Holy Innocents Episcopal School. Third quarter just moments away. Huntington Prep leads it by a score of 38-30 over Lincoln Academy. My name is Dwayne Walker, along with Sylvester Williams and Mark Edwards, as we take a look at some of the first half highlights. There you see the big guy there getting down low there, Mark Edwards. Mole Sissoko, he had 6 first half points. I know you said he took him a while to get going for this offense for Lincoln.
Yeah, he was just taking his time, getting his post work together. He started getting the ball and just going right into his action. And, you know, that's probably best for him because they're going to come over with double teams. Huntington Prep is so long, you know, so he's got to make those quick moves.
There you see he is battling inside, challenging the shot there by J.T. Thor. Speaking of J.T. Thor, he leads all scorers. He has 13 points.
Very impressed with him. Very impressed with him.
Yeah, I've been impressed with J.T. Thor, not only as he did it from outside, he hit 2 threes in the game. He worked toward the basket with a nice layup, nice takes to the hole. He's even been playing defense. He's even been the primary defender on Elias King all night long. So J.T. Thor has been going at it hard on both ends.
He stroked a couple of threes in the first half. And then for the other side, Rafael Pinzone, he led them with 7 points. There you see the kick to the youngster, Jalen Caruth. And Caruth, he's the young man. He's got a sister, Kai Carter, that plays at Padea. She's an all-state performer. And she actually plays with my daughter, believe it or not, guys. Christina Walker over at Padea. So what a find there for Lincoln Academy. Jalen Caruth coming over from the Padea School, where he spent his middle school years.
I'm looking at J.T. Thor's offers. He's got like Arizona State, California, UConn, Florida, and Hampton U. Got a black school in there. He's going to get a lot of interest this spring. His recruiting is going to take a huge leap forward.
That would be an HBCU for those that are being politically correct out there, Mark. All right, second half action is underway. Huntington Prep, they have the lead and the basketball. They'll dump it down low, and going up no is number 1, Jamin Brakefield, but he's fouled in play.
Surprisingly, Hampton has left the MEAC. That kind of shocked me.
Really? Where are they now?
The Southern Conference, I think. I think it's Southern Conference.
Really?
It's next year. It's next year, I think they leave, or the year after. But, yeah, Hampton's leaving the MEAC.
That's more money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that television contract came into play. The MEAC never stepped up and got the television contract. And
Dalen Ridgenall connects on one of those. There's a backstory to that we won't get into right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lincoln Academy, they have the basketball. Sissoko had a thought on going baseline but loses the ball. Slazinski up with it, number 2. The Louisville commit.
Exactly
Driving.
What I talked about with the big man. He's got to make his moves early. Got to make his moves early.
Jamin Brakefield connects on that field goal. He has 7 points. 41-30 now the score. Lincoln Academy trails by 11 as Mikhail Stevens is heckled along our broadcast location. He's fouled by number 3. That's Greg Tribble, and for Tribble, that's his second personal foul.
And, you know, one thing they're doing, they're trying to establish the big man down low early going. And, you know, they did that to start off the first half. But now I think, man, with these guards, man, go ahead and let these guards get going and let the big man just work off of some rebounds.
Elias King launches one from 3, can't get it to fall, cleared out of there by Brakefield. Here Brakefield comes back the other way. He'll give it up to Greg Tribble. Tribble, one dribble, over to Slazinski, no good. Offensive rebound, cleared back. It should be over. Ooh. Okay. Loose ball, Elias King with the dunk thing.
Elias just making it look easier to throw it down with 2 hands.
Yeah, he needed that right now. He's going about 2 for 7 from the field. He's usually a way more reliable shooter than that, but I think they're going to have to start running a little bit of more offense through him. He's their main scorer, so they're going to definitely have to make some changes in the offense.
Nice little hop step there but they're going to call out of bounds. J.T. Thor apparently stepped out. And, folks, that's just the second turnover for Huntington Prep in the whole game. They committed just one turnover, Mark, in the first half.
Wow.
You know, Dwayne, I got schooled on that hop step last week. Had a young man hit the game winner on a hop step, and on the broadcast I said he traveled. I had about 30 people come and tell me I was wrong.
That's a tricky maneuver because on that, you know, they call it a pro hop. You have to come down on 2 feet. If you don't come down on 2 feet, you come down with the feet going 1-2, they could call that a travel. So it's a real tricky move, but it's something that the NBA players love to do so they can power up and get guys to come into them.
Now 2 quick turnovers by Huntington Prep. They've got 3 now in the ball game. And Lincoln Prep, they'll try to dig into that lead. They trail by 7 with just under 6 minutes to play here on VSUV TV. And breaking towards the basket and scoring, there's that guy again. That's Sissoko. He's got 10 points, 4 in the half.
See, I like him scoring off a movement like that instead of getting the ball on the block and trying to work with it. I like him scoring off a movement.
Dribble. Went up, gets his own rebound, battling tough inside, and he'll score the basket.
That play was made because of Jermaine's Brayfield's ability to break down the defense and find players and so forth. And at his height, I'm thinking he's around 6'9", 6'10". He's a real versatile player who's going to do a lot of things on the next level.
And how about Tribble, the 6'3" senior, in there battling as he converts the three-point play. He's got 6 in the ball game, and it is now a 8-point bulge by Huntington Prep. Rafael Pinzon with the basketball, working closely against Hogard. Pinzon off balance, no, cleared out of there by Hogard. Left-hand dribble on the break. Here they come. Slazinski, bullseye.
Knockdown shooter, knockdown shooter. This guy's game has come a long way. He's developed his body over the years. He's going to be a really good player at Louisville.
He's got 6 points, all coming via the three-point basket. 47-36 the score. King can't get it to go. Missed dunk opportunity there for Sissoko. And now back the other way, there's going to be a stoppage in play. There's a foul.
He's got to give that ball up a little bit earlier. Brakefield was on his left wing. He's got to give that ball up, let that guy make something happen.
Rafael Pinzon has 3 personal fouls, 3 team fouls in the quarter for Lincoln. Slazinski coming off that pick, now driving left hand, lays it up high, can't get it to fall. Cleared out of there by number 22, Dalen Ridgedal.
Looking for a foul.
We just talked about that. You got to go in there with a vengeance.
Dump down inside to Sissoko, and looks like he got, they're going to call it travel. Looks like from this angle he got bumped from behind.
He's got to activate as soon as he gets that pass. He's got to go up. Can't look for those fouls.
As a result of that turnover, and speaking of which, Lincoln committed 7 in the first half after committing only 2 in the first quarter of play. Long range 3 is no good. Errant ball. The officiates collaborate, and they will say that it is Lincoln basketball.
That might be the only part of Brayfield's game that I really feel that he's got to really shore up. If he gets that jumper going, he'll be a really special player, really, really special.
Mikael Stevens scores. He's got 6 points. It's now 38-47.
Crossover. Zielinski.
We'll just double check that score. I got, let's see, 47-38. Pinzon with it. Now give it up to Stevens. Cross-side pass there.
Good pass.
Ridge now. Bingo. He's got 9. It's a 6-point game.
Mikael Stevens is running this offense for these guys. Running this offense for Lincoln Prep.
47-41 Hogard. They're going to call an offensive foul against Hogard.
I didn't like that call. Both players were being physical. The advantage definitely should go to the offensive player in that situation.
And for Hogard, that's his 3rd personal on the 6'4 junior. Let's see if they check him out of the basketball game. Link, I'm sorry, go ahead, guys.
I was saying, I think that's where me and you can always disagree right there. I think that charge, you reward the defense for stepping up and cutting off an overly aggressive offensive play. I love to see, especially a baseline charge. You take a baseline charge, you're all right with me.
Well, you know, the game has changed. You know, back in the days, you know, they will allow you to be a lot more physical. Today's game, the NBA and so forth, which is what everything is dictated from, they want more offense. They want to be entertained.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to go with the entertainment part. You know, for you, you're going to go with the bump and grind, and we can meet in the middle.
No, easy, fellas. Easy, fellas. No need to. No need to.
Jump to the ball, Jaden.
3 minutes to play. 47-41. Lincoln trails Huntington Prep. Driving towards the basket. Slazinski drops it off nicely to number 1. That's Brakefield, and Brakefield scores his 9th point of the game. 49-41. Stevens behind his back stops and shoots an air ball. Loose ball. Caruth, the freshman, up with it. Laying it is King, but he gets fouled on the play.
And see, that's one thing. King, his outside shot isn't working tonight, so I like him. Just go ahead and attack the basket. Go and attack the basket hard. When that outside shot isn't working, go to the hole.
Give that foul to J.T. Thor. That's his first personal.
I think the young kids today could learn a lot from what you just said. A lot of times kids feel like they had a bad game because their jumper's not falling. Well, there's a lot of other things in the game you can do. You can drive to the basket, you can get steals, you can run the fast break, you can make your free throws, you can make your spot up little layups and so forth. There's a lot of parts in the game that's going to keep you active and productive in the game outside of just shooting wide open jump shots and jumpers off the dribble.
Elias King cashes in on both of those free throws. He now has 7 points. It's a 6-point lead by Huntington Prep, and they have the basketball. Number 12, that's Primo with it, and he was guarded closely by the freshman Jalen Caruth, number 23, who in essence caused that traveling violation. He was in fantastic position. Watch as he jumps the pass here, slides his feet, and maintains his ground, but they call a foul.
No, they call it travel.
Travel, excuse me. There's the foul.
Yeah, you can't have 2 hands on. You can't put 2 hands on. 1 hand maybe, but not 2. No, not a cornerback.
Greg Tribble gets that foul, his 3rd. Number 2, Elias King will trigger the basketball. Still a 6-point game, a 2-possession game. And Mark, I got to ask you a quick question. With some of the changes going on in high school basketball, where these kids are literally able to get an agent now, how is that changing the training process? Are these kids, is there a different training mentality at this point since these kids can now have agents?
I mean, to be honest, the game is still going to be the game. You know, every kid dreams of being a pro. It doesn't mean that they're going to train like a pro. You know, so that's a mindset that has to change within that kid individually. But speaking of that whole NBA thing, you know, we have Rod Strickland here, who was just recently hired by the NBA as a kind of consultant to help these kids deal with their possibility of going into the G League straight out of high school instead of going to college. So you have NBA representation in the building as well as an abundance of college coaches. They're starting to pour in now. We got Xavier on the wall. We got Alabama. You know, they're going to be pouring in here, especially for the next few games.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned about going to the G League now. I think that's long overdue. You know, I'm from the mindset, I love the baseball model. I love the NCAA baseball model. Got to steal.
And we got a lay in there. Mikhail Stevens lays that basketball in.
But I love the baseball model. If you're good enough to go pro out of high school, if you want to dip your feet into that water, go ahead, dip your feet in that water. See how it feels. See how it tastes, you know. But if you decide to go to college, I would like for you to stay for at least 2 years, because if you went there, you obviously needed to learn something. You obviously needed to get better. So there's no need to go there 1 year and come back out. So just go for 2 years, you know. I think that helps both. I think that helps both sports. I mean, both sexes, the NBA and the NCAA.
I'm a real big proponent of education. So it's great that guys are getting an opportunity to, you know, make millions of dollars playing this game. You know, but a fool and his money are soon parted.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, the percentages right now are still showing that, you know, you need to be educated when you're having money. You know, so if you think about it, the numbers now are still 70% of NBA players file bankruptcy 5 years after they retire. So you still have guys filing bankruptcy even though they've earned millions of dollars. So, you know, they do need an education. That is so important, and I'm never going to back away from that. Even if you go pro straight out of high school, what's wrong with taking some classes online? What's wrong with doing some internships? You have a guy like Junior Bridgman, who played back in the days with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's now one of the owners of over 200 Wendy's and Arby's, you know, franchises. And he started off like, okay, I'm going to get one store, and, you know, it's grown. So these opportunities are not being talked to the kids. They're looking at, you know, clubs, and I'm going to own a label and all these real risky things. You know, we need more education. We need more people to talk to the kids about those opportunities. Go back to school. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing better than an educated man.
And every single kid can't go to a Power 5 and play at that level.
And every single kid can't go pro.
You're right about that, because I thought I was. But I realized in my senior year, they don't have room for 5'11" Power 4s in the NBA. So, for some reason.
Hey, you know what? You got to remember, Terry Porter played center. He played center in college.
Wow.
And was able to transition to playing point guard in the NBA.
Wow. The former Portland Trailblazer. There's just under 10 seconds to play, 51-48. It's a tight ball game now. Huntington Prep, they have the lead. All right, here we go. Coming down with it, dribble, right-handed dribble in the lane, goes up, and we have a holding foul. And it'll be a side out. Hand check being called. Number 5.
Turn around. Turn around and face.
I'm sorry, they gave that foul to number 0, Mikhail Stevens. And for Stevens, that's his second personal. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, got to launch the shot up there. Ooh, around the rim, and no good as Brakefield tried to get the basketball to fall.
That's kind of impressive. He changed hands in midair. I like that. Now, if he had a little follow-through behind that, I'd have left.
Speaking of left, we've got to take time out after 3 quarters of play. Our score, Huntington 51, Lincoln 48. You are watching the Holiday Hoopsgiving Tournament on SUV TV.
Heels or flats? Heels. Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
Every time we open our doors, we change just a little bit. Every blade of grass, every rose petal, every pen location. But the one thing that doesn't change is our commitment to an exceptional golfing experience. Being prepared to give it our all 364 days a year is not just a credo. It's our soul.
This SUV TV presentation of Holiday Hoopsgiving is brought to you by Adidas, East Bay, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, the Oaks Course, the Atlanta Tip-Off Club,
and welcome back to Holy Innocents Episcopal, side of the Holiday Hoopsgiving Tournament. Dwayne Walker along with Sylvester Williams and Mark Edwards. Huntington Prep, they lead by 3, 51-48, fourth quarter just underway. Mikhail Stevens has the ball batted out of his hands by Hogard. Now in the corner to the freshman Caruth, no, but they're gonna call a hold. They're gonna keep it right there. They gave the foul to number 12, Josh Primo. Josh Primo has 2 personal fouls. Correction, 1 personal foul. Inside the lane, Sissoko can't get it to go, but there with the follow is number 22 with the left hand, Dalen Ridgenall. Ridgenall on the night, he's got 11 points. JT Thor had a notion from 3, now he releases and it's good. JT Thor showing range. He's got 18 points in the ball game to lead all scorers.
I like him, and he's talking to Elias King. I like that. We got a game going on right now. They're talking to each other.
54-50. That's what you need in basketball, more communication. Elias King being cut off there by Brakefield. Sissoko straight away, being guarded there by Emmanuel Okpomo. Stevens thought about pulling. Now looking for the screen from Rignall. Now the count.
I like the job of switching. Huntington Prep is doing a great job of switching off.
Stevens cross side to Caruth. Caruth out to King. Bing!
Oh yeah, they're talking now. Elias is talking to him now. I like this. Now we got a battle.
King is catching fire. 13 points now. The ball is loose. Brakefield will bring the basketball out and set things up. Now here comes the pick from Okpomo. Now Primo. No, sir. Cleared out of there by number 22. That's Dalen Rignall. Omar Gonzalez, head coach of the Lincoln Academy Bulldogs. He's saying come over here. He's motioning for Rignall to come to his side of the court, trying to clear it out. Driving to the basket is Stevens. No good. Here comes Brakefield and the Huntington Prep Irish. Brakefield will get the ball to J.T. Thor.
Here's that battle.
Thor being guarded by King, and we're going to stay right here. You like that?
Battle. Yeah, no duck season. Let's go.
There you see a little skip pass. Caruth doing a nice job of finding the open man, and King just buries that from three.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. Stay active. Come on.
Mikhail Stevens is doing a great job of swinging the basketball around, getting all his teammates involved.
Elias King was assessed that foul. He's got one on the inbound, and they're going to call. Let's see what we have here.
Oh, no foul.
What'd they call there? I missed that one.
They're going to call travel.
Traveling, okay. Turnover. Hey, listen, after bragging about how Huntington Prep was doing, they now have 10 turnovers.
9 in the second half. That's the difference in the game right now.
And now another stoppage in play. It seems as though, Sylvester, things are tightening up as far as the calls are concerned, and the game isn't as free-flowing as it was in the first half of play.
J.T. Thor and Elias King are going at it, having a personal battle right now. I like seeing that. Let's hopefully they can keep it clean and keep it competitive.
My thing is I hope the referees stay out of it, because I think that call right there was a referee just stating control. He wanted to make sure that the game is, still clean. And so he called that quick foul on Thor. I think, you would have let that, he probably would have let that slide if nobody said anything to each other. Yeah. But,
It's a one-point game, 54-53. And while we have this timeout, let's tell you about Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The sports medicine team doesn't just treat the pain from sports injuries. They work with young athletes to fix the problem and teach them proper sports mechanics. When you choose Children's, you're in the hands of specialists who understand how to help young athletes get back in the game. Visit choa.org/sportsmed to learn more. Also, attention all golfers, experience the Oaks Course in Covington, Georgia, home of superb greens and friendly tees. The Oaks Course is open every day except Christmas and is located at 11240 Brown Bridge Road, Covington, Georgia. Visit www.golfoaks.com or call 770-786-3801. Mention SUV TV for a discount on your round. Elias King, number 2, at the free throw line, will cash in on that attempt. He's a 6'9" senior, and so far, after starting off slow with just 3 points in the first half, he's exploded in the second half. He's got 15 points in all. And it's a 55-54 lead now by Lincoln. They retake the lead. Slazinski with the basketball. Number 2 will give it up to Primo. Primo, left-handed dribble, now gives it up to Brakefield. Brakefield, yes!
That's the jumper we've been looking for.
3 from the field for Brakefield.
He's our West Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year last year. That's a sophomore.
He's got 12 points. 57-55 now the score. Huntington takes the lead. Lee takes the lead. There's your guy there, Mark Edwards. Sissoko powering inside to score. He's got 12 points.
Quick, strong moves. You can't stop him.
Ooh, a little tipsy-turvy over and back. Tried a little two-step there, couldn't get away with it.
You know, it's funny what you said, a quick, strong move. Whenever he makes that quick move to the basket, the quick post move to the basket, he scores. But when he gets down there and he tries to set everything up and back his man down, he misses the shot.
Yeah.
That should be a learning lesson somewhere in there.
That's film study right there.
Fourth quarter, 4:40 to play. 57-57 our score. And Elias King turns the basketball over. JT Thor will inbound for Huntington Prep, looking to retake the lead. Nice little crowd here at Holy Innocents Episcopal School for the holiday Hoopsgiving basketball tournament. Fans yelling for defense. Slazinski, airmail, out of bounds, Lincoln basketball.
Quiet night for Slazinski. He only had 6 points.
That was a shot out of frustration. He hadn't had a shot in a while, and as soon as he got that ball, he had in his mind, I'm going to shoot the ball.
Not letting the game come to him. Instead saying, oh, when it comes to me, I'm going to shoot. A big difference. Mikhail Stevens, little stop and go, now driving, now dishing. There's the youngster, Caruth, bullseye!
Shoots it just like his dad. Former McDonald's All-American, University of Kentucky commit, Rashad Caruth.
Jaden Caruth has 6 points, both of them from long range. Those baskets gave them the lead, 60-57, but gliding into the basket, that was Hogard. And for Hogard, he's getting it going on the score sheet. He's got 7. Sissoko loses his balance temporarily, and now Elias King smartly says, let's hold it up, guys. Being guarded there by JT Thor. Here comes the pick from Sissoko. Doesn't use it. King driving, floating, laying, scoring!
Oh, yeah. I like that. He had to score that basket. He turned down that pick and roll, that high ball screen, so he had to score that basket. He saw that lane wide open.
Elias King has 17 points to lead Lincoln. They have the lead 62-59. Being jammed up there, let's see, they're going to call a jump ball alternating possession, and the arrow is pointing towards Huntington, West Virginia. The Irish will take the basketball out underneath their basket. Al Hogard will trigger, almost in danger of a 5-second violation. That's a turnover.
See, that's the one that kills me, though, the alternating possessions. It bothers me every time I see it. That's one of the rules I love to see change in high school ball.
Yeah, go back to jump ball.
Jalen Caruth with it, the freshman. Elias King, he's being guarded closely by Thor, and they're going to nail Thor with the hold. And for JT Thor, the 6'9 sophomore, that is his 3rd personal foul. It's the 5th team foul committed by...
Now, this is a smart play by Elias King if he makes both his free throws. He understands that Huntington Prep is in the 1-on-1. They're in the bonus, so every time he gets fouled on the ground, he's going to go to the free throw line.
And correction on that. That's the 8th team foul committed against Huntington. And King doesn't get it to go, but there is a violation. And Slazinski will... Slazinski and the Huntington Prep Irish, they will call timeout. Let's keep it right here. It's a 4-point ball game. Huntington Prep had the early advantage, but give Lincoln Academy, give them credit for just really battling back here.
And that's one of the things about letting the team hang around. Because we talked during the breaks, we were like, it seemed like Huntington Prep was in control all game, but it was just a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter. And when you let a team hang around, especially a team with so many scores on it, you let them hang around, eventually they're going to make you pay and put this thing away.
A lot of people might not realize these are really two young programs. Huntington Prep's only been around since 2009, and Lincoln Academy just getting started.
Yep, last year, 2017.
Who are they, 25-9 or?
25-9 last year.
Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, the Atlanta Tip-Off Club annually recognizes the top high school and college players, coaches, officials, and administrators in Metro Atlanta and the state of Georgia. Join the ATOC, nominate players and coaches, or learn more at www.atltipoffclub.com. New coaches mention SUVTV when you sign up to receive 10% off your season membership. Huntington Prep will inbound the basketball. They're trailing by 4 with 2:36 to play. Dwayne Walker, Sylvester Williams, and Mark Edwards here at Holy Innocents Episcopal School. Ooh, they're going to call an offensive foul here. Brakefield a little off balance, and give credit to the Lincoln Academy defender for stepping in, giving one for the team, did Elias King.
I think Elias might have twisted his knee or something. He bent over to pick up Sissoko. And he fell down. He fell down picking up Sissoko. Sissoko had to pick him up. Sissoko had to pick him up.
Jamin Brakefield, number 1, the 6'8 junior, was charged with that personal foul, just his first.
King may be a little bit light in the pants to be picking up Malay. He's a big guy.
And because it was a player control foul, no free throw shot here. However, it's the 9th team foul against Huntington Prep.
That's going to come back to haunt them.
Now a little pressure being applied. JT Thor tips it away. JT Thor gliding. JT Thor shooting. No. Up with a dribble. Brakefield tried to get it but couldn't control it. Back the other way comes Stevens. Stevens, nice dish there, showing patience as number 22. Rijnal, and now Stevens will smartly back the ball back out with 2 minutes to play. Stevens showing smarts there. Stevens, there's your guy, Sissoko, bank, no sir, cleared out there by number 11. That's Alan Holgard. Holgard to Brakefield, basket. Jamin Brakefield.
That's not Sissoko's shot. That's not his shot. Should have pulled that back out.
14 points for Brakefield. Going off glass as good as Galen Rijnal. Rijnal making his presence felt. He's got 13 points. Fans yelling defense. 1:25 to play. Long three-point attempt. It's good! Oh my goodness! Al Holgard talking to the basketball, and she listened. He's got 10. It's a 1-point game now. Lincoln with it and the lead, and there's an interception there by Slazinski. Here comes Huntington Prep. Holgard can't get that one to go.
That was a heat check.
Holgard glides to the basket for 2. He is really asserting himself in this second half. He's got 7 second half points, 12 points for the game. And there's a timeout on the floor. But let's keep it right here. Watch, is that lucky or gracious, or however you want to respond to it, but look at this ball. As it bounds up into the air and whoop, drops right down for a 3-point basket.
That's how he drew it up. That's a shooter's bounce.
I don't know about that.
He drew it up just like that.
Well, I think that's a shooter's bounce because if you look at the arc on the shot, that makes a big difference. When you get a nice high shot, you're going to have those friendly bounces sometimes. If you get a shot that's straight away, you're not going to get those bounces. Usually if the ball is higher than the top of the backboard, you're going to get a softer bounce than a straightaway shot. But yeah, there was a little bit of luck in there.
Hey guys, I got to ask you this. There's under a minute to play, and I guess a team could try to drain the clock out. Now, you talked about earlier, Mark, how team fouls makes a difference, especially down the stretch, right? And now with 5 team fouls, if you need to foul, you can to like maybe avoid having a basket be scored, or if you're trailing, you follow what I'm saying? I guess fouls play an important role right now, so that's why sometimes I wish we really had a shot clock. You know what I'm saying? To sort of push play along.
The state of Georgia is going to have to step up in that regard. Right now, my opinion is the state of Georgia is the #1 state in basketball in the United States, and I think we need to be trend-setting in getting this shot clock, because a few states have it. We need to be the next one to have it for next season.
66-65 our score. Out of bounds.
2 shots.
See that?
2 shots, and that's what we talked about earlier as far as the foul situation.
See, that's crazy to me right there. Primo's pleading his case about the foul, but I mean, you clearly was laying on the guy's back. I mean, it was, not only was it a foul, it was a bad foul.
Yeah, not even close.
Al Hogard commits his 4th personal. Double bonus situation for Lincoln Academy.
Yeah, I said Primo, my bad. It was Hogard, I'm sorry. About to put the blame on the wrong guy.
Mikhail Stevens at the free throw line. These are all important free throws with
his first free throws of the game, too.
Yeah. Stevens launches, and it's good. He's got 9 points. It's a tie score.
It's zip right about now.
66. Hogard with the basketball. He also has 4 personal fouls, so he's got to go easy. Inside to Brakefield. Brakefield with 4. Slazinski. Inside. Brakefield! No, sir, but we have a 2-shot foul coming. They give the foul to Wole Sissoko, the 6'10 senior. His 2nd personal foul, excuse me, his 2nd.
I love how Huntington Prep spread the ball around on that last possession. They made sure they got the exact shot they wanted. They didn't just throw up a wild 3-pointer. It's a good offensive set for them.
Jamin Brakefield, the 6'8 junior at the line. He hits on that first. Coming into this game, averaged 21.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 9.8 to be exact. He's trying to extend Huntington's lead and can't do it. Score remains, however, 67-66, 35 seconds to play.
Do you hold for the last shot? Or?
No, you attack it as soon as possible.
Stevens with the basketball. He attacks, lays it off, and up and in goes Ridgenall.
I like that kid. I like that kid.
15 points for Dalen Ridgenall. (68-67) is the score. Huntington Prep coming back. 12 seconds. This is the game right here. Hogard driving to the basket, and they're going to call a foul.
That was kind of risky.
Yeah.
Hey, it's impossible you see that call from back there. It's impossible you see that call from back there.
That foul went to number 23, Jalen Caruth.
I agree.
Coach Gonzalez pleading his case with referee Chris Copeland, saying it's impossible for you to see that call right there.
And I agree. The back official can't make that call.
It looked like Caruth wasn't even Caruth on that play. It looked like number 0 was on that play, Stevens. Let's see if they adjust that foul. And they do adjust it. They give it to number 0, Mikael Stevens.
That's the call for the baseline official right there, not the back official.
Hogard made that first. 2nd attempt is on the way. It's good, and it gives Huntington Prep the lead. (69-68) is our score.
Now see, this is when basketball IQ comes into play right here. You can't inbound the ball and call timeout right there. You either advance into half court or you call timeout when you're out of bounds. You got to have a basketball IQ. You have to know this game in order to play the game.
Yeah, they should at least got the ball and push it to half court.
You see on this play, you're talking about maybe bringing it out. No, they attack the basket, and as a result, Dalen Ridgenall, the 6'8 senior, scores the basket.
I'm curious about his recruitment. I like that kid's game. He doesn't try to do too much. Good height, good length, 6'8 senior. Look at this play. That's the only play he could have made.
Yep. And I like the fact that he went up with two hands and dunked it instead of laying it off the backboard and risking being pinned or blocked on the backboard. I like the aggressiveness out of the young man to go on up there and flush it with two hands.
All right. So we're down to the waning moments. 6.6 seconds to play on the clock. Huntington Prep, they own a 1-point lead. And if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of the sophomore, Rafael Pinzon. Any guesses or bets? Mark Edwards, who do you say gets the basketball here?
Nah, I think they keep it in the hand of Mikhail Stevens, and he's going to go all the way to the basket and kick it. They're going to go for a last-minute three. If he can't get a drive and kick and drop off for a layup, he's going to kick it out to one of those guys for a three.
Sly, how about you?
Yeah, I like your way of thinking, but I see it the other way around. I see it with King having it, King catching it off a pick on the inbounds, and if King will bring it up court, and then King will either drop it off to a cutter. Pizzo, who's in the game? Yeah, Rich Daw's in the game. Rich Daw and Sasuke will be somewhere underneath the basket. You know, but I see King being the one to push it up court.
All right, Lincoln will inbound the basketball. 2 timeouts for Lincoln Academy. 6.6 seconds to play. Dwayne Walker, Sylvester Williams, Mark Edwards. 69-68. Lincoln, they're trailing. They need to score. 4 seconds. Mikhail Stevens driving to the basket. Stevens puts it up. No! And there goes the horn.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah, he had a great look at the rim. He had a great look.
Head coach Arkell Bruce and his Huntington Prep Irish, they hold on. As you see Stevens, he forced the basket, and although there was contact there, I got to say, I got to like to let them play through that and didn't insert themselves in the game.
I think it's a good no call myself. I think it's a good no call. It was strong take to the hole, good defense. You know, tough loss, but that's how you play.
Part of the game.
That's a part of the game.
All right, so that does it here from the Holiday Hoopsgiving tournament, at least for this game anyway, where Huntington Prep out of West Virginia, they come in and they beat Lincoln by a score of 69-68. And for my broadcast partners, Mark Edwards, Sylvester Williams, I'm Dwayne Walker. Thanks also to our broadcast crew. You've been watching the best in high school basketball on SUV TV.